Life with Tommy.
From marketer to fairy godmother, Donna McCallum has travelled around the world igniting dreams and providing self-fulfillment tools to those she coaches. Author of the book How to Get What You Want, Donna provides step-by-step advice on how to turn your own life into a fairy tale.
You know, there are people who walk through life, others crawl, some drag their feet while others run, but very few actually fly through life. But our very next guest does exactly that. Donna McCallum, the fairy godmother. Wow.
So
A magical one as well. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be part of your inaugural show. Wow.
What a blessing to have you fly and grace us here.
I'm here to make magic.
And you have already.
Fabulous. Great.
Donna.
Yes.
The wings, the fairy godmother. How did that all come about?
Oh, Tommy, well, it was about 7 years ago, almost 7 years ago, and I had taken a sabbatical. I had decided to travel around South America and take time off for a year. I'd always wanted to learn how to speak Spanish, and I thought, right, this is my opportunity.
So what were you doing before?
What I was doing before is I was running an advertising and marketing business that I'd started 5 years before that. And I found myself almost in my car in 2004, sort of driving on my way to work and thinking, is this it?
Just dissatisfied.
Yeah, just like, where's the meaning? Where's the fulfillment in this? And even though I had this so-called successful business and I had wonderful clients and lived in a beautiful city, I lived in Cape Town at that time and had a lovely apartment overlooking the ocean, it was like, where's the fulfillment in this?
So it looked great on picture.
Absolutely. People thought I was crazy, you know, selling the business, giving it all up. But I thought there needs to be more to life than this. And so that's when I decided one of my dreams had always been to go to traveling in South America, to go and learn how to speak Spanish. And I thought, right, this is the opportunity.
Yeah.
So I booked my trip and off I went. And I had the most incredible time. I ran through rainforests, I meditated on mountains, I partied like a crazy woman in Brazil. And then, about 5 months into my trip, something happened that completely transformed my life. And it's the reason why I'm sitting here with you today and being a fairy godmother.
And you know I'm going to ask you, what is that something?
Well, what happened was I was in a night bus in Argentina and I was traveling through the night. And the night buses in Argentina are amazing. They've got these luxurious seats, like these business class airline seats. And I was like fast asleep in the middle of the night. And suddenly I woke up and I had the urge to write. And I thought, I've got to write, I've got to write. And luckily I had my travel journal in my bag and I grabbed it out of my bag and I started to write. And the words, Tommy, literally just flowed out of me. It was the most incredible experience I've ever had.
Were you a writer before?
No, I mean, I've always sort of journaled and used writing as a tool for myself, but it just, all sorts of things came out. It was like prolific writing. Over the course of a few hours, I wrote over 50 pages. And it almost felt like I wasn't there. It was like it was writing me.
Wow.
And at the end of it, in 2 very neat little paragraphs, came out the purpose for my life.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
I need a break. Because I need to kind of like just process that entire
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this. You process it too.
Life with Tommy. Life with Tommy.
So we're back after the break. We're chatting to the fairy godmother about this experience that she had sleeping in a bus in Argentina. She wakes up and then literally her hands just start writing. She takes out a journal and she writes automatically, literally. And from that, she says, came out the purpose for her life.
Yeah.
What is the purpose for your life?
And it started by saying, I am a fantastically fabulous and magical fairy godmother.
No.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. It did. And it said, like, in synopsis, because I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it said literally that I have the power to manifest and create anything that I wish. And that I wish to ignite this in others and use it for making a difference in other people's lives. And that my greatest wish and dream and the purpose of my life is to connect with others and to share my wishes, magic, dreams, and aspirations and to help other people believe in the power, magic, and beauty of their dreams.
And how do you do that? Because that sounds like a mammoth task.
Well, absolutely. So I had this experience and I wrote those things. And then I read back over it because I couldn't, it was like so foreign to where I'd been or where I'd come from. And I read back over it and I thought, and the little voice in my head started to chatter. You know that little voice, right? And that little voice went, "Are you crazy?
What is this?
Fairy godmother?" I mean, that's like weird, that's crazy talk. But I felt so inspired and I felt so engaged and I felt so alive. I'd never felt so alive in my life. And I thought, and I could suddenly imagine a life spent igniting people's dreams and goals and moving people into their powerful potential. And I thought, wow, that would be incredible.
And that's exactly what you do. I was reading here.
Yeah.
You say, if the story you are telling yourself at the moment is not working, the solution is simple. Choose another story, an empowering story, one in which you are the magnificent hero and genius that you truly are. Begin a necklace of new thoughts, you say. I would rather have empowering strings of stories than disempowering ones. So stop listening to other people's stories. Get a life and make up your own. So this, I think, pretty much summarizes the work that you do.
Yeah. So what I help people do is I help people get clear on their stories. What are your big dreams? What are your big goals? And how do you get rid of the old stories that are keeping you trapped in a life that you don't love? And that's what I do through my talks, through my workshops, through the programs that I run. I'm very blessed to have, really done this work around this beautiful country, in the UK, in the States.
Because, you can only really share and talk about what you yourself have been through and what you yourself have experienced.
Yeah.
What do you think have been the challenges and the experiences in your own life that have equipped you with the knowledge and the ability and the desire to do the work that you do?
Tommy, I think it's just the courage to have been able to say, I'm a fairy godmother. I mean, when I came back to South Africa, people said to me, oh, okay, so what are you going to do now? And I said, I'm going to be a fairy godmother. I've had this incredible vision. On this night bus in Argentina, I'm going to be a fairy godmother. And people went...
And that sounds ludicrous.
Absolutely. People still think it sounds ludicrous, right? Are you crazy? What do you mean? How are you going to make money? I got all the questions. How are you going to make money being a fairy godmother? You can't just choose what you want to be. People aren't going to take you seriously. All of these things that anyone who wants to leap into their big dreams and goals has to face.
All those obstacles. But you actually have very practical tools and practical steps. What would you say those are?
The first step is get clear on what your dreams and goals are. And this is always the first step, starting point. So I do this in my workshops, but people can do it right at home, right now. You can literally go into nature. I always recommend people go into nature. Sit down quietly and spend half an hour, switch off the cell phone, switch everything off, and just write down, what would my perfect day be? How do I want my life to look?
With no limitations.
Imagine that the fairy godmother is standing in front of you, ready to grant you your wishes. It's going to come true, no questions asked.
So you really need to be clear within yourself what it is that you desire and what it is that you want to create.
Very much so. Very much so. And sometimes that's a process. Sometimes that might take a few days. For some people it takes a few weeks. For some people it might take a year or two. But it's about going inside and being still and saying, what do I really want? No matter what other people in my life want for me, no matter what my parents think or my siblings think or my partner thinks, what do I really want? What is my greatest gift to give to the world? What is my genius that I'm here to give?
But that's a difficult one, don't you think? I mean, how do you pinpoint what your gift is?
It's whatever you're passionate about. Our passions are our little marking points. Our passions are our little signposts on the directing us to where our biggest gifts lie.
Okay, great. So we've got the first step down. Then what?
Yeah. So once you got clear, then you create a story. And you actually write down a story and you imagine, what would your life look like if you were living your dream? So you create it at the biggest level. So let's say your dream was to have a TV show, right? Like today is the start of this dream coming true.
You know what? That really, you are like just spot on.
Yeah.
Do you know that this is my dream? Do you know that? Yeah.
A dream.
A dream, yes.
That's why I'm so honored to be here. As your fairy godmother, I'm just honored to be here. This is your dream coming true. But when you came up with the idea, when you were like, I really want to have a TV show, I mean, it hasn't just happened in a split second. You had to then start visioning it. You started having to think about it. You started imagining it.
But you know what? I think for me, it really was always more about the content. It was always about the message. Like for me, it was always like, what do I want to communicate?
Yeah.
What is going to come through me? You know, who am I and why am I here? And really everything else is very much a means to an end. It's a medium, whether it's radio or it's television, but you're spot on.
Yeah. So your desire, your biggest passion, the thing that lights your soul up, that gets you like woohoo, is that you want to inspire people. You want to share things with people. You want to communicate with people that touches, moves, and inspires them, right? And so because that's your passion, you followed that. And that's led you to these bigger dreams and goals. And it's the same with anyone out there. If they're absolutely passionate about sport, then follow that. And there are lots of naysayers out there. There are lots of people who are going to say, oh, you can't make money doing that, and oh, you can't. You know, there's a terrible lie that happens in our society, Tammy, that as a fairy godmother, it is my duty to like slash and break that lie.
So how would the story sound like?
So the story is whatever you want the outcome to be. Whatever you want the outcome to be. So if the outcome is a TV show, then start imagining having a TV show. Start saying to yourself, start telling yourself, I have a TV show. And literally you create your own reality as you change your story.
And you actually bring that into your life. Very much what like Lyra does as well. We were chatting to her earlier on. You know, her lyrics are about her invoking and bringing into her life that which she desires.
And very much so. And she was saying that, you know, create your own story and live from your own confidence. So that when other people say this and that, you don't waver.
You've got a sense of reference.
You've got a sense of yourself, your certainty, your passions, your
And
soulfulness.
then how do you transform that story into something tangible?
So first step is just really believing in the story. That's one of the biggest things for people.
And the
because
hardest.
A lot of people on the outside are going to say, are you crazy? That's not going to happen. So you've got to keep the faith. Faith is a massive part of it. And then you've got to start taking actions. Because nothing happens in life without action. So you've got to start taking actions. But often people think that they've got to take big actions and that their dream's going to happen immediately. No, you're always just going to take small actions. So it might be just telling somebody. It might be sending an email to someone. It might be researching something on Google. Whatever it is, just start taking the small actions. And what I always advise people who come to my courses, take one small action every day in the direction of your dreams. By the end of the year, you'll look back and 365 small actions will be amazing. They will have amounted to a huge amount.
And there'll be hits and there'll be misses. It's not always going to work out, but it's always about just getting up and dusting yourself off after a fall and then keeping going.
Absolutely. And there'll be times that you get into fear. So there'll be times where you've been taking the action and you're feeling all like, woohoo, I'm on top of it, and then you suddenly move into fear.
Like Bishop T.D. Jakes always says, that your dream needs to be so huge that when you think about it, it needs to scare you. So if it's not scaring you, you're not dreaming big enough.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be so humongous that you realize that on your own, good luck.
Absolutely.
You know, you need a little bit of magic, a bit of fairy dust to help you achieve the dreams that you want to achieve.
Yeah, and in fact, I do exactly the same in my workshops. I say to people, create what I call wigs. And a wig is a wildly improbable goal.
A wildly improbable goal.
So it is something that ignites you and delights you and excites you and terrifies you all at the same time.
Awesome.
And the reason why, Tammy, is because a wildly improbable goal ignites desire. I'll give you an example. Michelangelo has a wonderful quote that I love. And he said, the greatest danger for human beings is not that we aim too high and miss, but that we aim too low and reach it.
And on that note, let's wrap up. On that note, let's just take the fairy magic and the dust that you have brought to us, and let's sprinkle it onto you, and sprinkle it onto you, and sprinkle it onto our country and our nation, because that's what we need to do. We need to dream bigs. We need to dream dreams that are bigger than ourselves.
I've got a gift for you.
Oh, and I love gifts.
I have a gift for you. I've got two gifts for you, in fact. These are the ultimate stress-relieving bubbles. Whenever you get stressed out, you just open them up and blow the bubbles. And then I've also got, for your dream coming true, this TV show, your big dream
Oh, my own dreams.
Your own set of wings.
Yay.
Your own set of wings.
Yay! Oh, thank you, Donna.
It's a pleasure.
So now I have my own set of wings.
Yay!
And may you grow your own wings. And may you, as you go out and pursue the life that you yearn for, as you decipher what it is that you want out of your own life, may you grow your wings. And may your wings take you as far as your thoughts will. Until we meet again, you be well.
Join Timothy, Donna, and myself for a day of inspiration and know-how on the 27th of October. Visit Life with Tommy on Facebook and Twitter for more information.